What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jeremy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and we're in the midst of a massive culture war, as you will, in which people are utilizing comic books, Hollywood, video game industries, and even attempting to use anime, for example, to push certain political ideologies within media and onto the population as a whole, and to say that these things are okay and fine. We've been going through this for the past, I don't know, 10 plus years, if even longer. So it really gets annoying when we have individuals like this coming out here and making statements, basically trying to do all the good work that we have been doing. Conservative pundit Glenn Beck bans daughters from dating gamers. Now, okay, you can say, well, what do you mean he's just banning his daughters from dating gamers? There's no story here. No. His justification as to why he bans gamers or bans his daughters from dating gamers is the problem. It's his perspective on gamers. It's his perspective on essentially geeks and nerds and whatnot. That is the problem. If we are in a cultural war, which we are, then you can't have this view, because all it does is show that you're not willing to actually participate in the culture war, and you're actually going to fundamentally lose the war. But we scroll down here and we see what he had to say. Conservative radio host and owner of Blaze TV, Glenn Beck, has recently been causing controversy by once again making statements against gamers. It started in a previous interview with fellow conservative host Liz Wheeler, who herself caused controversy earlier this year by calling male gamers undateable, after which Wheeler questioned him on his opinion of gamers. And to be more clear, Liz Wheeler is also a nutjob who didn't just say gamers are undateable. She specifically said that gamers are ugly and unattractive, which is categorically false, especially when you consider Henry Cavill is a gamer. Most women would throw their panties at Henry Cavill, but let's continue on. Beck readily agreed with Wheeler, saying that he had banned both of his daughters, one of whom is only 18, from dating gamers. He went even further lately, saying, "I wouldn't allow my daughter to date a man who collects figurines either," calling both hobbies equally weakening to what it means to be a man. I would say you are the most dim-witted individual on this topic, considering, again, people like Henry Cavill, who is one of the most masculine mans out there right now, is 100% king of the geeks, is a massive nerd, plays video games, and collects Warhammer 40k figurines. I think that's a man right there. I think that's undoubtedly a masculine individual there. This is you demeaning and diminishing what is a very influential product here in America, and a product in our overall culture war that we're doing. People like to show off that they're fans of different projects, different properties, whether it be a bunch of collectibles, as you can see by my Geeks and Gamers plushies over there, or F&T plushies, or, you know, the handful of Figmas I have scattered all throughout the place, and statues of different anime characters I'm massive fan of, and support these different shows. Saying things like this ultimately hurts what we are trying to do within the culture war itself, and it also shows your ignorance on what is actually going on here. And we've had many discussions on this, but I'm going to keep going because I'm going to give you examples of the other side more than willing to engage in culture and use it to help push their own political agendas. With the initial interview getting ratioed on social media's platform, Beck continued making anti-gamer statements, comparing men who play games every day to women who are addicted to TikTok. Okay, there's a massive difference there. Yes, if you're playing games 24/7, you need to stop. But if you're playing games after work for 2-3 hours, once you put the kids down or whatnot, if you're just doing it to relax, there's nothing wrong there. You're not addicted to TikTok. You're just relaxing. TikTok is very different than actually playing a game in which you're sitting down and enjoying a story, or you're going through and just relaxing, kind of having your cool down moment. That's very different than things like TikTok that actively hurt your own mental capacity, your attention span, things of that nature, and is used to help push propaganda and more ideology onto younger individuals. Whereas when it comes to video games, that's escapism. This is prime escapism. This is an area in which people get involved to just relax, have a good time. They've decided to, after a long freaking hard day at work, after being berated all day about politics here all over the place, especially right now, considering we're in the midst of a massive election, people like to sit down and have just a few mere moments away from it all, whether that's with a movie, whether that's with a show, or whether that is just playing 3 hours of Final Fantasy 16 and just putting their feet up and go like, okay, this is my ability to escape from what's going on right now and just relax and have everything kind of calm down and have this moment of pure joy that I'm going to be getting after a long, hard day at work, after dealing with the family, after dealing with the wife, after dealing with everything. This is my little moment of just being away from it all. It's perfectly fine to have that. And again, this is people outright admitting they are not willing to engage into culture when on their own shows they'll talk about the culture war, when they'll talk about what people are doing within the culture war, when they're talking about the effects that the culture has on politics, and overtly admitting they want nothing to do with the overall culture, especially gaming, which is a massive industry right now and produces so much money for so many different companies, and at the same time is going through its own little shakeup right now as well. He continued making disparaging statements on his radio show throughout the week about weak men who, in his view, were so obsessed with playing video games that they weren't noticing the people trying to plug everyone into a video game against their will. Which, okay, he's now going into the Neuralink and things of that nature. You'll own nothing, be happy. I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually know that's going on and recognize that. And a lot of people are perfectly fine with just still being able to play games, have fun. But again, this is a man not willing to actually participate within the culture, not willing to actually be a part of the culture and actually be a part of the cultural debate. He just wants to sit there, complain all day, and then move on. This is a massive problem. This is a massive issue within our current media space and within the overall culture war, where you get people that will talk about politics and say it's not right that kids are doing this, that people are doing this. That's not right. We need to stop this. We need to quit doing this. But you're not willing to engage. While the other side is more than willing to engage with cultural discussions, from IGN. We didn't have Tim Walz confirming our reporting by streaming Crazy Taxi with AOC on our 2024 election bingo card, but we'll take it. VP candidate Tim Walz was a big Dreamcast fan, and we think we found his favorite game. This is a politician, Tim Walz, utilizing culture, utilizing the discussion of gaming consoles, video games, to push his own political agenda, to push what he wants to do within politics. And he even sat down with AOC and played games with her recently. Governor Tim Walz and AOC are playing Madden and talking about Trump's Project 2025 over on Twitch right now. Now, this didn't do so well over there, but they're just sitting here talking about all the craziness that they're doing. Project 2025, which is a debunked thing that doesn't actually exist, isn't real, but they're utilizing gaming, utilizing the culture to talk about this stuff, to try to influence younger audiences to come out and play with them. Now they're doing it on the Kamala Harris Twitch account, which is not going to work, but that's besides the point.
Folks on here are kind of independent folks, independent thinkers about things. Why would you want the government telling you what books to read or what doctor to see or how big your family can be?
This is actually utilizing the culture. Now, I could say, hey, everything you just said there is total BS. None of what you just said is accurate, but you're at least utilizing gaming to spread your ideas, utilizing Madden to spread what you like, to talk about what you like. This has an impact. This is them actively participating in culture to push their agenda, their ideas, participating in the culture war. So when you get people like Beck coming out here saying that, it kind of falls on deaf ears. But it's not the first time we've seen them do this. We saw them do it recently, trying to utilize World of Warcraft to push political agendas and political ideologies, while Tim Walz was out there doing a presidential rally on everything and having World of Warcraft playing at the exact same time. We've also had AOC going out there just 4 years ago and choosing to play all sorts of Among Us and all this cool stuff with Twitch streamers like Hassan and Pokimane, playing with some of the largest Twitch streamers out there to push political ideology, to push the political agenda, to push what she wanted to push. She knows where the people are at. Gamers are a huge chunk of the American population. Gamers are a huge chunk of people. And right now would be the prime time to get out there and actually engage in culture and actually try to influence culture and your own views. If you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to participate in culture, then I don't know what you're doing at this point. I don't know where you're going with this, because this rings just like when Matt Walsh comes out here and says anime is satanic and says that it's awful, horrible, and people shouldn't be participating with it. It's also like Matt Walsh coming out here attacking gamers. When you do this, you're not helping yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And again, I've been saying this is the prime time to actually be engaging in gaming, engaging in these cultures. When you're getting stories like this, U.S. government funded organization Take This encourages game developers to denounce gamers who are being harassed by Sweet Baby Inc. Or any other Sweet Baby Inc. story, considering the amount of government influences they have, considering all the connections they have, considering what they are doing within the culture itself by pushing different progressive ideologies, by pushing this stuff within different properties, within different cultural mediums. This is a prime time to get involved in it, but the fact that you're not willing to do it shows how inept you truly are at what we are actually trying to accomplish here. This is a massive culture war. This is an area in which people are willing to use the powers of Hollywood, the powers of gaming, all these different cultural outlets to try to manipulate and influence people to go with their own political ideology, to try to convince people that it's okay to do this, and this, when we know that it's not okay, when we know what they're doing is wrong, when we know they are manipulating individuals to push different ideologies, to push wokeness, to push all this all over the place. And when you're coming out here denouncing them, attacking them, berating them, you are not helping anybody and you're just making it all worse. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it up, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.